is not incorrect. I am coming on early because I have a conference call at 12 o'clock. So I am coming to you guys earlier today. We will check out what the market is doing. Likely going to be very, very volatile this afternoon with the FOMC announcements coming out. Also, I'm going to show you something pretty cool. So we will just see what will go with that. So let's rock and roll. Just going to share on Twitter the live stream info. We're going to talk about stocks and definitely crypto. In my opinion, there is going to be a bigger move on XRP this weekend, and I am going to show you what I am seeing that will kind of put it all together, shall we say. Okay, let me get the link right here, and I need to put also XRP up here. Did anyone ever notice that RIP, like rest in peace, maybe that has to do with the Fed? Rest in peace, maybe? I don't know. Just an interesting thought. So I've got the chat coming up here. Again, if anybody, hello Terry, hi Wolverine, Snick, hello David. Sorry, I sit on a ball, so I just had to get a little more comfortable. If anybody reaches out to you, these are my handles. I will not solicit you for money. If you guys want to subscribe to my watch list, awesome. It's at cjandtrade.com. Use welcome for 10% off. If you want to learn more about trading around the dark pools, come on over to thedarkpools.com and check out the training pit. All right, so let's get into it. What do you guys want? Have I shown you guys Gematria before? Hello, IQ Micro. Yeah, I think we're potentially going to see a bigger drop in the market. I know it is rebounding today, but look how we are hitting those moving averages, right? We're hitting the moving averages over here. We have had a big V top, right? A V top. Yes, we came down. We did hit a anchored volume weighted average price that we did bounce off of before. However, we have had some really big selling at the top and on a lot of the indexes. So likely going to see, I'm just going to pull something up in the background of, so do you guys know about the quantum financial system at all? Put it in the chat if you know about the quantum financial system. Yes, no? So something that's pretty cool is there's this sort of coding. Well, go to quantum.gov. It's all right there. And down below, just in the comment section, or not the comment section, description section, is a banking workshop where I talked about the quantum financial system that we are potentially going into and what coins could really be influential. Maybe XRP. So I'm going to show you something very, very cool, and you guys are going to see it here, and you might believe it, you might not, but it's up to you. Take it with a grain of salt. So there's this coding that can be known as Gematria. That is something that it's like numerology with words and letters. So we have September 24th. That would be on what day? Friday, right? We have Evergrande that is due to pretty much default on the 23rd, which could create a ripple effect around the world of the financial systems, of the financial markets, right? Because it is so big. So we go to September 24th. Now there are different ones. There's Jewish, there's English. I wonder if I click on here if it will, awesome, put me right down there. So first thing that pops up, quantum financial system for September 24th. Now, there are rumors as well of a potential arrest, right? So we put this here, and when you see this, right, look at what it comes to. XRP, XRP, XRP 589. Rumor that this is due to happen this week, potentially on Friday. So just keep all of that in mind. Also, something very interesting for today, September, hold on, spelling and typing at the same time, 22nd, 3:20 p.m. 2021. I'm not going to say it, I'll just let you guys read it. Sorry, it was the 12th line down here, right? September 22nd at 3:20 p.m. Yeah. And where is it? Hold on. Maybe I have the time wrong. All right. I will find out. I swear, September 22nd, 3:20 p.m. Maybe I don't think I have to put it over here and then do this. I don't think it makes a difference, but we will check. Yeah, right, Terry? Aboard Air Force One. No, there was another message that came up from it. Well, I'll type in what the message was that I got, and we'll probably get that time. Let's see. All right, I'll have to find out what the day is, but that's where it was. I misspelled it. Which is today, right after the FOMC announcements. It's so weird because I saw it yesterday. I'm going to find it for you guys and I will post it up there for you. Hold on. Let me go back over here to my Twitter. So today we have FOMC at 2 o'clock. We also have FOMC press conference at 2:30 today. So be aware, it could be wild and crazy. Tomorrow could be wild and crazy. And I'm going to get you the link right here. Yeah. Here it is. Oh, I needed the Wednesday, guys. That's what I was missing. I was missing Wednesday. See? Wednesday, today's date at 3:20 p.m. Right here. You guys see that? So today could be really crazy and wild. Just a messaging thing, but it doesn't mean that all of that is happening. Just means that pay attention because it could be really wild and crazy. And my opinion, XRP, where is it on here? Here it is. This one. Right here. XRP, baby. If all of that is coming true, maybe we're going to see XRP to 589 on Friday, right? Super discounted right now at 95 cents, right? And for anyone that's interested in purchasing it, bittrue is an Xrp exchange. So let's pull that up as well. I have it down below in the what's it saying? In the description area as well. And it's an Xrp exchange. You are not able to buy XRP directly for whatever reason, but you could buy other coins. You could buy XDC. You could buy what other? DOGE, XLM. No, you can't buy XLM directly. Bitcoin, Ethereum. But this is a site where you are able to purchase another coin. Remember, these are exchanges, so you are exchanging one coin for another. So you would go to exchange to do that, and then you would be able to exchange it. You are able to put your coins in piggy banks. So you're able to put your coins sort of in savings to receive interest on it. Yeah, Uphold is another one, Wolverine. I found bittrue has been more accessible for all of the US. You might have an issue if you are trying to purchase any crypto that you would have to be careful in New York and Texas based on state legislation. So I just want to give you guys the heads up on all of that and what I see potentially happening with those signals. That could be just wild and crazy coincidence that they are all there with those dates and times, but we will see as time unfolds, right? So looking forward into this, we see that the SPY is really rocking to the upside. So are the Qs as well. On the daily chart, we've definitely had a bit of a correction. Over here, we have hit a downward trend line. It acted as support. We're bouncing up again today. Are we going to break up above 369.50? Well, we sure did just right now. All of this could be placement for a bigger move. So maybe this is going to be really our wave 1 move down, wave 2, and then a bigger wave 3. So if we take a measurement from right here, we'll go to the bottom of the candle, of $11, right? And then we look at potentially the high of today. Yes, I am back. I do have a conference call at 12, so I'm going to have to be conscientious of that. So we might see that we are going to come down to 355 on that next leg down if it doesn't happen as like a major crazy drop in the market. Like if we see Evergrande really just implode, then that could really, let's look really quickly as well, and let's look at Evergrande versus China GDP. Let's see if it gives us a cool article there. The global economy could feel the effects of China's Evergrande crisis. Here's what we need to know. 300 billion was their debt, right? So 300 billion is their debt. Hang Seng Index drops more than 3% on Monday, and Dow Jones down 600. Remember that the Dow Jones is 30 stocks. That's the one that's the most easily manipulated by price action. So keep that in mind. Let's see if we have anything else versus how much of like the world GDP is this, right? Letting Evergrande collapse quickly, on the other hand, risks a broad fall in apartment prices. They are the largest real estate investor in China. Bank of America trimmed its gross domestic product growth forecast down because of Evergrande. Chinese economy has been plagued by debt. 300 billion looks like it's the number. So it looks like it's going to potentially really affect the markets globally. And of course that would happen in Asia while we're sleeping. The Asian markets open at 11 p.m. and they close at, let's see what time. I like going to, let's see, world markets. I think CNN has the best one. Where does the SPX end up today? I have a butterfly pin at 4. We'll look at it and see. So go right here, and when you look at this, it has different time frames. When you look at it on your phone, here we go. 3 a.m. is when the Asian market closes. So if you are a trader, if you have insomnia, check it in the middle of the night on tonight and also on Thursday night. We might see that these Asian markets are really going to pull down, and everything starts in the east first and then moves west. So we're going to see that the markets will drop first, likely in Asia, then Europe, and then North America, South America, Americas. So keep that in mind while you're looking at the markets. You know that overnight can really play into what happens into our market. All right. So let me clean up the drawings here a little bit. So I'm thinking potentially 355 on the Qs. If we look at the SPY as well for that next leg down, if we measure our first leg over here, say from 448 down here, we'll call it 13 points, and then we take it just from where we are now, potentially, and go down 13 points, we'll look at 425 would be that next potential target down here, which would almost put us at that blue trend line right there. So that's what I'm going to say my next leg down move would be once we start to roll over, which might happen today at 2:30. Keep your watch pegged for 3:20 to see what's going to happen. Maybe there's going to be a crazy news announcement. Who knows? But 3:20 today could be bon appetit. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Same thing. Enjoy your lunch. All right. So let's look at the Russell as well. So the Russell actually has rebounded the most. It was down the most. It's rebounded the most. When we look now, it's still this 222.07 is a very, very strong level that when we are above it, it's more bullish. When we are below it is more bearish. So keeping that on watch. We did hit the 161 EMA on the daily yesterday or on the 24-hour chart. And then looking at the Dow Jones, as I mentioned, this does have 30 stocks in the index and the ETF. So are we going to see that this is going to reverse here? This is actually the strongest on the day, right? This is up in the middle of the 4 and the 8. How about the IWM? We're over, actually IWM is the strongest, up above all of the moving averages today. We are seeing a drop in the VIX, but we are still up above 20 on the VIX. So there still is a fair amount of fear. Let's also turn to the SPY and turn on the Hindenburg Omen over here. Let's go here, here, and I just have to, let's see, Hindenburg Omen is off. Last time we had it was a while ago. You'll see it turns to red when there is the chance of a crash. So it is not showing that there's a crash. That is an older indicator that has certain measurements to say, hey, maybe this is when we're going to have a crash. All right. And XLF, the banks are bouncing today. However, we might see it roll back over back here. All of these gray lines are dark pool levels. So we came down, we bounced up, and now it looks like we are coming back down again. If we break below 36.50, I think we might see that the banks will really drop down. So on the list today, let's check out Apple. Go through the majors, and then down my list, it started with LCID. So Apple today is still below the moving averages, still in a bit of a bearish trend. We almost hit this trend line over here. And are we going to fill the gap up? I would look for a close right there, 145.76. I would look for 145.76 test, tap, and then reverse there. Microsoft did have a big move to the upside today, and we did hit this trend line, right? You can see how powerful trend lines can be. How many times did it test here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It failed a little bit, and now we've reversed. Are we going to hold this, or is this going to drop? It's a longer term trend line, so we could see that we have that reverse back to the downside, maybe all the way back down here to 279 should we break below close on Microsoft. Amazon today did have a bigger move to the upside, 28 points. Question there, Steve Burrell, what are your feelings on retail arbitrage with Amazon and eBay? I think that we are going to see that Amazon, like many retail stores, is going to have a harder time receiving in their stock, and that's really going to hurt their sales. The Chinese ports have been shut down, and that really will affect shipping. The LA port has tons of ships out in the sea ready to come in, and they are saying that it's going to be harder to get things for Christmas. So you might as well start shopping now for Christmas, plan ahead, order what you want now so that there's no rush last minute, because it might not be available. What you're looking for might not be available. So I think Amazon, eBay, I don't think will be too hurt with that. But as far as the actual Amazon itself, I think that they're going to have a hard time having things in stock. And so people will look away from Amazon to local stores for that reason. Google up today as well. So a lot of them were really overextended. They're pulling back up to the upside and then could be rolling over. One in particular that I think could do potentially really well is PayPal. With all of this digitalization of money that is due to be happening, we're at a nice potential buy area, in my opinion, down here at 265 risk. And we could see that this has a bigger move to the upside. So if we do a little bit of a wedge right here, oops, I did not mean to do that. But if we have a bit of an ascending wedge, right, that we could set up, and I will do it from here to here, I think we might see that this is going to move up to that 300 level again. So nice potential $30 move to the upside, roughly 12% from where we are now. That might have a even bigger move if we go, you know, I'm not really a GAN fan person, but let's just throw it on here for fun. And maybe that's going to help me if I do this right here. And we say, okay, well, look at all these different levels, right? Maybe we're going to move back all the way up to this orange, and we could throw that on and say, hey, maybe we're going to head up to 320 up here, or even higher, 330. That we could see that we could have an amazing run in PayPal with all the digital aspects that are being set up by the company with sending money. They have a new attribute, XOOM. I call it Zoom. So looking for that to see if that's really going to be huge for PayPal. It is currently in 130 different countries. So a new aspect and new technology that could branch this off into the stratosphere, in my opinion. All right. Facebook had a bigger hurdle to the downside today. There was some news, but this is a classic bearish engulfing today. We're testing almost this round number down here at 334, came down to the 342 level to the penny, right? And then retraced back up. So that's not looking too strong to me. If we measure this area right here up to here, that was 30 points. Have we had more than a 30-point drop from here? Yes, we have, right? We're right up about 30 points right at the moment. 343.87 would be 30 points. So is that going to be the bottom? I think we might have further move down to 330, if not further below. Let's look at it on a weekly chart. I really am loving the weekly charts lately to get the big picture of the last time it had a correction. Where did it go? It tends to go below the 161 EMA, so we might be going all the way down to 246, potentially lotto puts maybe on Facebook out till the end of the year down below 246. Just a thought there. Tesla had better than expected sales of, what is it, the Y3 in China. And so likely part of the reason why it is moving to the upside today. We are in this wedge, testing that upper boundary. Are we going to break out? Definitely a coil right here. So are we going to break out to the upside, or is this going to fail down? And this is simply a bit of a pennant to the downside. In which case, we could measure that move if we break down further. 353 points, and it breaks down from here. Rough targets of, we'll say 350 to the downside. All right, Nvidia today also moving to the upside after a bigger drop. It's just sort of refilling that gap. Today really feels like a gap bounce on stocks across the board because they were so oversold. LCID had a bigger move to the upside. Let's go to the 24-hour chart so you guys can see my levels that I had on there today. So I said, hey, if this drops below 27, look for it to come back down. I drew this ascending trend line here, and we bounced right off of it, going to the 45-minute chart. You can see it dropped, and we are retracing back up to those moving averages. Sophie today as well, just trucking to the upside. Hey, $16 was my potential entry. Rocked that up, 1680. Neem gold had bigger activity pre-market today at 55.22, and we are definitely up above that. Would look to see if we are going to continue to the upside there. Wish another online app. Are they going to break out or not? Looks like it has found a bit of a double bottom here. Let's put this on 2 so we can see it right here. So on the daily chart, it looks like maybe we found support, but are we going to break out of the downward wedge here, right? We've been testing. When it finally breaks, maybe it's going to move to the upside. However, I believe that this is also China-based, so this might be one that we see really affected by that Chinese market. Vale is a metals steel company. Also saw bigger activity on another metals index today, so watch steel. See if this is going to shoot to the upside. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but we did have a big bounce, came and tested those trend lines and pulled back down. So are we going to hold back up here with this nice little bit of a reversal? Didn't quite touch 17 today, so I would look for that 17 test before a further rock down. FedEx had earnings. The market did not like it and continuing to move to the downside. Does look like a bit of support is coming in here around that 230 level. We bounced off of it, earlier this morning, and then a resistance up here at 233. So I would set those levels, 233, 230 for levels to watch. Adobe as well also had earnings, pulled back down, however, is refilling that gap a little bit up to the moving averages. UPS sympathetic trade to the FedEx trade today had dropped to the downside, hit the moving average, and now that's holding as support on the 15-minute. I would watch for a 187 test before a rejection. Uber moving to the upside, had a potential. It was down this morning from the high yesterday, and now it is moving up. Once it broke up above 45.20 right here was my price level to watch. Tested it, came back down, up here, down, then shot through, coming back down. Tested it again right here. Is this in downward momentum right now? Well, we would be fighting. We can see all these selling wicks, so I wouldn't be interested until potentially it broke out up above 45.80 at this point. And we also hit the 161 EMA on the 24-hour chart. All right, last one on my list today was Monster MicroStrategy. I like calling it Monster with MSTR. Doesn't it just look like a monster? Especially Halloween time. All right, so we are breaking up above that 161 EMA today. The volume is descending, so I might anticipate a bit more of a rollover like with the rest of the market. Here is that really super big volume day, and we dropped down below that. So looking to see, is this going to continue, or is this an opportunity to get in, maybe even up here around 601.50 for a move back down to the downside. We are seeing that the RSI is showing that more people are jumping into it. However, the momentum is slowing down. All right, let's check out skills. I think I spelled it wrong. Yeah. So skills right here. And I got to be really fast, guys, because I got 10 more minutes and then I have to jump on that call. All right, so skills right here is setting up. It's sort of a bit of a W right now with support around $10. If I were to get into this, I would use $10 as my support limit to the long side. It is just above that 8 EMA on that daily. If we can hold up above it, there's a good chance, but we would need some volume getting into it. We are up above this higher volume day right here, and we see that it really held resistance roughly 11.12. So I'd really like to get in more above 11.12, longer term potential move. It did have a nice run to it. I feel like it's a bit lower float. No, 244 million right there on the float. All right, let's look at GNOG. So GNOG, Golden Nugget Online Gaming. So definitely had a bit of a correction. I don't know. Let's look at Las Vegas Sands and MGM. What are the other ones doing? So Las Vegas Sands looks fairly similar. MGM. MGM is up to the upside. So maybe Golden Nugget is going to continue. What about Penn Gaming, right? Isn't that PENN? Yeah. Crazy how you learn all these tickers the time that you're in the market, right? So Penn Gaming also is having a bit of a rebound as well. I don't know, is Penn Gaming online, or is that, I feel like Golden Nugget is online. I don't know though. But looking at Golden Nugget, let's check it out. So it did somewhat hit a support level. If this were to go below 18, big gap to fill to the downside at 15 down here. It is a bit in the oversold area, a bit more of a retracement move. Honestly, to the long side, I wouldn't really like it long until it could hold that 20 level. Right now, it's showing more bearish to me, but we do have some mix of the different casinos. So Las Vegas Sands, MGM, Penn Gaming. 2 of them are really strong, 2 of them are weak. And then there's Golden Nugget. So I would watch to see what the other ones are also doing. How's the volume on this one? We had bigger volume yesterday, and we are below, almost below that. If we close below it, I would say continuation move to the downside. The momentum mover indicator right here is showing that it is going to the downside. So right now, I would be in a holding pattern, no entry in my opinion, but keeping it on watch to see if it goes up to the averages and rejects and pulls back down. All right, last up is GoTo. So GoTo, yeah, it is moving today. I'm not really a big penny stock trader. I do like to check out over here. Let's see, GOTU, Yahoo, and check and see. I like jumping right here, really fast way. If you ever want to check out a business's website, to go and you go right there, and oh, look at this, unaudited financial results. Is this Chinese? Yeah, I would stay away. Unaudited, okay, so likely this is all fluff information. They had red earnings, and yet it is running. How many shares are in the float? 144 million. Looks like it simply had a technical breakout from a downward trend over here. Volume came into it, and so shorts were getting squeezed up, and that $3 mark looks like it is bigger resistance. Let's see if we see anything, if it comes up here, and there's a large number of sellers right there. Come on, show us how many people are right here. You can sometimes see. It doesn't have a large depth, but you're able to see what is on that, the immediate bid and ask right here. So 74 at 298. So more people are looking to get out just before that $3 mark. And it looks like some buyers are trying to push it up. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a battle around that $3 whole dollar mark. And then after that, maybe it would be 325, 333, that it would be another test if it can break that $3 mark. So I don't know. I don't really like to hold long-term Chinese stocks, especially in light of what's going on with their economy at the moment. So keep all of that in mind. Do you guys have any other questions? Let's look at crypto really quickly. So these are the cryptos that I personally really have an interest in. I have done the research on these, read the white papers. Anything that you have an interest in holding long term. I cannot give you my opinion. I am not a financial advisor. I mean, I can give you my opinion, but I cannot make recommendations because I'm not a financial advisor. But do your research, you know, before you get into any stock or crypto long term. Crypto in specific, read the white papers, see what they're doing, see if they have any current partners, how they are currently being used. I personally like all of these. In my opinion, these are a couple to check out to see if it's right for you for the future of the banking system. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for joining me. If you guys like the live stream, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave comments below of what you'd like to see in the video as well. And you're always welcome to shoot me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com. If you ever have any questions or if anything happens and you just want to reach out, that's a great way to reach me, as well as the social media handles right here. Thanks a lot. Love you for being you. Have an amazing day. Bye.